Moving on to our next topic, or well, the last topic actually, which is being open, accessible, and safe. And we've actually touched up on this quite a bit because it comes up quite a lot, right? But if we're talking in the context of e-commerce, at this point, it's kind of like an expectation that when you go on a website, you want it to be, well, safe for you to be on there. You want it to be accessible on all sorts of devices that you may be on. But the whole thing is that you do want to attract people and you're trying to showcase everything that you've got. But this can result in an overwhelming amount of information. And then your whole idea gets lost in translation. What do you guys think is the best way to create a guest-centered website experience?
I just thought of this example. It just came to me literally to say like, do it right and don't make it creepy because like there's like a very fine line between personalization and being like creepy, but also just not getting it right. So I was browsing a website the other day and I got this message and it says like, it looks like you're in Germany. And I was like, no, I'm not. So that was like a fail. So really try to like not have these kind of situations because then it takes value away rather than adding any value. Also, the same time when you look at something on the internet and then it just keeps following you, I also find that very creepy because I'm just like, so having to find that middle of personalizing but not being creepy, I think that there's such great examples also from customers that are doing exactly that. Understanding from a geo-targeting point of view as well what is relevant to your guests. So for example, a customer in Germany who says we have or we target certain, let's say, parking packages or staycation offers to people who are in close approximation because we know they're probably going to come with a car or they might just come for a weekend. So understanding kind of the behavior of those. So understanding again, who is your customer, what are they looking for, and what is the purpose of them to actually visit your website and what do they want to find?
I think when you go on a website, you already know what you're looking for. Like you already have a set idea of like, okay, I want to see their amenities. I want to see their spa offer. So we kind of skim through all of the website content. Imagine you're browsing a website to book a spa or to book a restaurant, right? What do you
Right.
think would be the things that make this process easy for you?
A few weeks ago, I booked a restaurant, and it was super easy. When I was on the homepage, you immediately saw the book a table button, and after that, it switched immediately to a calendar, what time you could make the reservation. You got an email, and that was it. So it was super quick, easy to find.
I really don't like to have to dig to find like this one thing that's supposed to be very easy. Like if I want to give you my money, I want you to make
Yeah,
it easy for me to give you my money.
Just on the whole topic about like easy, I think also as a hotel, I mean, obviously depending on how you're set up, but if you're like a wellness hotel, sometimes the wellness area maybe is run by an external company or whatever. So you do have factors to consider. But I think if possible and whenever and wherever possible, like you just said, make it as easy as possible because it's not nice as well to like you're booking a room and then maybe you want to book a massage, but then you have to call the wellness area who has nothing to do with the reception. Then you want to make a dinner reservation. You can't do that online. You can only do that when you call the restaurant, and the restaurant only opens at 3. And so it's just a lot of like things to consider. And again, it's off-putting. So if you can, just do it all under one roof and enable actually website visitors to book their full experience online just the way they want it, because otherwise they might go somewhere else to see, hey, where can I find that? Where can I secure a dinner reservation and a massage and an overnight stay?
Things on the internet are like there's regulations for them. I think back in the day things were more lenient, but now you need to have all sorts of well tracking cookies in place just to make sure that like you comply with regulations.
I know, like in the German speaking market, we see quite often the customers are really on top of changes that need to be implemented, ensuring security, but also respecting people's privacy. And I think most importantly, if you're thinking about if you are implementing whatever is needed on your website, and that can also sometimes be updating your cookie policy to look at getting support here. We've definitely seen some struggles where some of our customers have implemented updates, and then this actually led to a lot of tracking issues. They lost data over several months because the cookie policy update had an impact on their Google Analytics tracking, and then the entire user journeys through that period where the tracking issues are just not correct anymore or even completely lost. So whenever making these updates, I know it can sometimes go wrong, but then try to find maybe beforehand already someone who can purely like dedicate their time to this, who knows what to do, or can easily fix it when something goes wrong.
And about accessibility in terms of accommodating for users with disabilities, how can you ensure that your website is accessible for any needs that users might have?
I know that for websites, I did this podcast with Victoria, which was basically all at the beginning of the year about the 2022 market trends. We were talking about how it's important to have like, the color schemes depending. So for example, people who are, let's say, colorblind, who have problems with, making sure that you actually have a website. Also that these people don't have difficulties seeing pictures on text on pictures or all of these kind of fancy things. Also being able to adjust the font size, making sure that it doesn't mess with your entire layout. Alt text for images, for text to speech, for example, or making sure that everyone can actually browse your website.